How's it going, guys? Josh Olufemii here, 20-second intro. We're starting a new series called Let's Talk. First guest is legendary music video director Matt Alonzo.
Matt Alonzo, amazing director.
Directed by Matt
Alonzo been going ham.
Matt Alonzo, filming Young Hustle.
Matt Alonzo.
It's my go-to director.
And lastly, if you click on the link below, you can get your first month of Envato Elements for only $9 for the first month. You guys know what Envato Elements is at this point. It's a video editor's dream, the best subscription service in the world. Download as many digital products as you want from their massive library. Again, down in the link below. Let's get to the video. I want us to address the idea of the cliche music video of 2020. What would be your definition of a cliche music video right now?
My thought, a cliche music video in 2020 is a music video with a ton of different lighting setups, whether they actually have some tube lights in the scene or there's just a variety of different color lighting setups. I've been seeing this a ton. Usually it's in somewhat of a grimy, warehouse location, or you'll see a lot of like popsicle style remakes where there's lighting on the wall and the ceiling.
Gotta love those Quasars, now Asteras, now tons of new brands that are copying both those brands. How would you compare cliche music videos of today to cliche music videos of, like, let's say 10 years ago or 15 years ago?
The cliche music videos when I came into the industry were completely different. It was more based on girls just having more eye candy. And I guess that's similar to what 2020 version is, but with eye candy replaced as eye candy within the lighting as opposed to the actual like girls dancing around. But when I came in, it was girls, a fancy car of some sort, and that was pretty much it. That was pretty much all required.
Like clubs, like shooting in the club?
Well, shooting in a club atmosphere style. I just know that the car, the girls, and just having like the sort of lifestyle was really cliche, and like everyone wanted it, which still these days is still what they kind of want.
We're specifically talking about hip hop music videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like videos in general have gotten like kind of less raunchy, if you want to say?
It's a trend that I'm seeing as well. I think majority of filmmakers, especially somebody, at my level with 13 years of experience, you get tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and you really want to challenge yourself and challenge the audience to grow. Obviously, it's a little challenging when you're getting new artists so rapidly with music changing and kind of streaming services and things like this, because all new artists still want that sort of cliche music video. From the artist's point of view, it really makes sense when you think about it, because they want to show all their friends and show everybody that they're official, and the way that you do that, at least within their mind, is by showing that they've made it financially, they've made it socially. And so you have these girls who give them social proof. You have the jewelry, the fancy car, maybe the big house or the club, bottles at the club, and you have that sort of lifestyle that you're showing off now, just to show that you've made it. So you understand where they're coming from when they want that. But at the same time, I think nowadays there's a lot of new artists who are a little bit more a little bit more intellectual. So with those artists, you have broader horizons as a filmmaker. And as a filmmaker, once you do one or two of those club videos or one or two of these standard videos, you really want to grow. But at the same time, you want to take these opportunities when a new artist comes along so that you can, grow with that artist. And sometimes you have to shoot that again, but you find ways to make it more creative. I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed a lot lately. Maybe instead of having the girls just dance around the cars, now you have an underground, strip club or underground, world that you create, as opposed to just showing these things, and you're able to kind of be more artistic and creative and kind of get the best of both worlds. But overall, I just think that artists are growing from a director standpoint, and so they want to show off their talents and kind of do that. But at the same time, the same sort of visual language translates from back in those days to now, and you understand why the cliche music video was created and what it shows to the audience, and why so many people want it.
Have you ever had an experience where you felt like you had to educate an artist, as far as having an initial pitch that's maybe a little bit on the surface level, and like kind of trying to tell him, hey, as a filmmaker, I'm an artist just like you are, and I feel like based on my experience, I get your brand and we need to stick with your brand. I get the story you're trying to tell, but maybe we can add on to it.
There's been plenty of times within my career where I've had to educate the artist. A lot of times though, with me, artists come to me and trust my vision. They trust what I'm gonna do. That's why they're coming to me. They're not coming to me so much as a work for hire, just grab a camera video guy. They're coming to me more for like what I can do marketing wise and just kind of branding wise, branding them as an artist. So they kind of trust me in terms of maybe giving them an alternate idea, which is really, really great for me. And I've been able to kind of establish that sort of, brand. And also there's been times where artists come to me and they want a certain thing and I just have to say no on the video because educating them, it just wouldn't work because they're so set on a visual. And when you're kind of educating somebody like that, maybe they don't take it as education. Maybe they take it more as offense. And you have to kind of there's a thin line between how much, I guess how much you want to kind of piss them off or make them feel unwell. I mean, just think about us as a creative. Once you throw an idea out there, unless you're throwing it out there in terms of hey, what do you think of this idea? If you're throwing it out there as hey, I want to shoot this visual, and then someone's like, well, do you understand? It kind of maybe rubs them the wrong way, and then you have to work with them for another 3 weeks, But if you could show them why, as far as from a branding standpoint, why that makes sense, and maybe, like I said earlier, work their idea into a narrative or into a visual that makes sense for both of you guys, that seems to be the best way to go. So, maybe finding something where it's more artistic in the sense of using, mirrors and using, light boxes and all these things instead of just having, just a club scene or something like that, where you're getting that same sort of feeling, same sort of aesthetic, but without having to do the cliche visual. It seems to be the best way to go about it. For me anyways, within my career. Yeah.